99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk. Eight minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Officially welcome you to Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itamirian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. My name is Maryann Okon, and it's going to be an abridged version of the show today because you know what? It's the 7th of November, and you should remember by now that the Borderlines Live debate is going to happen in Abuja, but of course we're going to be streaming it live on all our platforms, so you can listen to it from every Nigeria Info platform, and it's also going to be live on television, so you need to be part of that conversation from the 4 o'clock hour. We're getting ready to join the live studios in the FCT Abuja, and we're going to be talking about the war in the Middle East, Israel, Gaza, Lebanon, and all the surrounding, of course, countries and the people who are suffering from that situation. So, of course, join the conversation. But on the abridged version of the show today, we're going to be talking about rivers. I've been keeping this conversation for today. Governor Barr has come out to say that the reason why all of this is happening in River State is because of, they're saying that it's because of resource control. And I have two lawyers who are joining me today to have this conversation, and we're going to try to understand exactly. Of course, don't forget the court case. The court had put out a statement saying monies cannot go to River State because the budget in itself, according to that court case, was not necessarily passed properly. The people who sat as members of the House of Assembly were not supposed to seat, and that budget was not supposed to be passed. Now, don't forget, before this judgment came out, there are those who those who are sitting now as the River State House of Assembly, the members of the House of Assembly who had previously ported to APC are coming back now as members of the House of Assembly, even though the argument is that the Constitution has said that if you do leave your party, the party that gave you the platform, that seat, and you move to another party without recourse, that seat becomes automatically vacant. I'm not a lawyer. My guests are going to be doing justice to that conversation. I'm being joined by Tunji Abdulmalik, who is a member of the People's Democratic Party and a lawyer. Of course, this is why he has a dog in the fight, in this fight as a member of the PDP, being that Governor Barr is a member of the PDP. Also joining us, someone who's going to be joining us, I'm hoping that he can join us soon. Sogbeye Eli is a member of the All Progressive Congress in River State. He's also a lawyer. He is a former spokesperson for the Toyeko campaign organization in the just concluded governorship elections last year. But let me start with Tunji, who's here. Tunji, so good to have you join us. Good afternoon. I think that
Maryann, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Great. So good to have you. Let's start by looking at, all the things that have brought River State to this point. We might not be able to go through everything, but it all started after Governor Wike said, or former Governor Wike, who's now the minister, said that nobody can take his party structure. And now it has metamorphosed to the governor being wanted to represent the budget to the now House of Assembly that has been approved by a court. They're saying that they are actually approved to be members of the House of Assembly, even though they had actually left the PDP and moved to the APC. Let's start from there. Let's look at the legalities, because there seems to be a lot of confusion here.
Maryann, the matter is still pending before the court. The issue of the legality of the validity of that being a member of the House of Assembly. I think we need to remind ourselves of the section 109 of the Constitution, because section G, which provides that, look, once you defect a member of our assembly or National Assembly, defect from a party that brought him into office, another party, he loses what's it called? His membership of that assembly. And that has been the issue. And like you said, we have a situation whereby, because of loyalty to an individual, some people decide to say, look, we are moving from a party that brought us into power to another party. And the problem we have here, and the major crisis here, is because of loyalty. Some people see themselves as the country, unlike what it should be. You know, if you listen to Kamala Harris yesterday, after when she was giving a speech in the night.
A concession speech, yes.
He said that our loyalty is to the US, not to an individual, not to a group of person, not to anybody. But in our own country, loyalty is either to a godfather, to the president, to the governor, or to whoever that is in charge in that state. And that is why we're having the problem we're having to do. Because otherwise, I do not see a reason why members who are elected will say because somebody or a governor is having issue with a supposed godfather, and therefore, in order to show their loyalty, they will go with the godfather, and then therefore try to say we are moving to the APC. It is clear, everybody have seen it. The whole world have seen it, that they moved. And again, we need to also know that this case, the case regarding the validity of these people, are seen in court. They have over 50 cases, if you don't know. So the only one that is popular is the one they fight by themselves. There are other 50 cases regarding this issue. So they tell you the court has determined this, or the court has said this. There are other courts that are not there are other cases that are not been determined. So we have to wait till all the cases are determined, or also to ascertain whether or not they are legally member of the House of Assembly or they are not. As it is today, the issue is still pending before the court, and they are still dragging it.
Let's talk about the fact that now the IGR that's supposed to accrue to the account of Rivers State is being withheld by the CBN. And this is because of a court ruling. Let's also talk about the fact that good governance is going to be impeded. Salaries will not be paid. The state is going to ground to a halt one way or another. Why were all of these things not taken into consideration? What exactly is the end game here?
You see, the points you made that the governance and the people will be affected is the reason why I disagree majorly with the order. In fact, for me, with due respect, I don't even believe that the court has the power to make that order. There is nowhere in the constitution where it is stated that once a governor fails to abide by or to fail to have a budget, or is in violation of the Constitution of the Federal Government of Nigeria, the punishment for that is to withhold the allocation due to the state. The allocation we are talking about is not governance money. It is different state people's money. It doesn't mean paying to that, and the government is just the one that is in charge of the states. So if you are, in other words, if you are saying because a governor has been alleged to have violated the provision of the Constitution by not presenting a budget, or by or based on the fact that the budget is presented has been declared non and void, you are not punishing the governor. You are punishing the entire state. In other words, you are infringing on the fundamental right of the entire state, because the governor will not be the one to spend the money for himself. The money is meant for River State, and if you are not saying because he did this, you will not give us the money. You are saying there should be no development in River State. The salaries should not be paid. You are saying those who are the hospital that need equipment or whatever they need should not be given to them. You are saying education should not move. You are saying everything in River State should stand still. That's what the court is saying. And for me, even the section 121 to 122, they refer to the applicant, those who apply for that order, rely on. There is nowhere in that section where it is stated that where a budget is not presented, allocations will be withheld. There is nowhere. Those sections, the combination of interpretation of that section to me is that for any money that is in the account of the state, consolidated account of the state, for it to be spent, there must be proper budgetary allocation for it. So what they are saying is that the money, in fact, it is now, the going to court by those people is premature, because the money has not even entered the account of the River State for them to say there is no budget for him to spend money. The money must enter the account first. If you now spending money without budgetary appropriation, you cannot use that one as a member of House Assembly if you have legal right to constitute an impeachment proceeding against the governor, it can be classified as gross misconduct, but not a grant to say now that you have failed to represent a budget, the state, the CBN should not give you the allocation. The allocation that is due to the state, which is not due to the government, is due to the state. So the problem we have is that we see individuals as the state in this country. The individual we see in this country as
Mr. Sogbeye, Eli, can you please mute yourself?
Otherwise,
Mr. Eli, please mute yourself.
Otherwise, that will not happen. So for me,
go ahead, Tunji.
So for me, it is unfortunate that kind of a judgment is being pronounced by our court, and the court was misled. And in the wisdom of the court, he agreed with them. But I like what I said earlier on, I disagree that the court has the power to direct anybody to allocation of the budget. But notwithstanding, having been made, another of the court having been made, whether rightly or wrongly, CBN must comply with it.
Okay.
Except there's a contrary order to that effect.
Okay.
So, and that is happening, then the state will suffer. The state will make to be standstill. There won't be salary. There won't be school fees. There won't be education will not move. Health will not move. So for me, I think it's not the proper way to go.
All right.
It's not in line with our law.
All right, Mr. Eli, I'm going to come to you. You are a Rivers person. You obviously are a member of the opposition party. I've heard you make a case, surprisingly, for the governor and the people of Rivers State. The case in itself, your learned colleague here is saying that this judgment shouldn't have been made to start with, and he's made given instances why there was no wisdom in this, whatever the court arrived at. But let's go back to the letter of that particular judgment. They're saying that the guys who made up the four-man members of the House of Assembly were not up to a quorum, making the presentation that was done to the so-called House at the time invalid, and that's why the governor has to re-present that budget. Secondly, Edison Ehe, who was the speaker at the time, is now obviously a member of the governor's staff, and so there are several issues that they've cited in that particular case. But I want to ask you, Sogbeye, as much as the governor is saying that this is all about resource control, the state is also at a standstill of sorts until the appeal is heard, isn't it?
Well, first, let me apologize for running in late here. Actually, I had to pull off on the road to join you. I apologize.
Yeah.
I haven't said that. Let me also thank my colleague on the panel. The bits I'm listening so far is making some extremely profound contributions to this debate. But it's unfortunate that Nigeria has to come through this valley of recklessness, constitutional recklessness, if you like. This is our head off. Let me take one point from what he said. Even if anybody were to say the governor had broken the law, if you break the law, you do the time. So the incidence of punishing for a crime should have been on the governor, not on Rivers State, by saying you're going to withhold allocations. I'm sure, again, I want to agree with him that the judge had all the facts before him. He would not arrive at that conclusion. I made that point last time I spoke. The judge was misled on the facts to arrive at that decision. Moreover, because that matter is already on appeal at the Supreme Court, the judge ought to reserve his ruling and wait for the Supreme Court to speak. But back to the issue about the four people everybody's talking about. I think we're just causing trouble in this country. I don't obey our own constitution. This constitution that this country runs on a democracy is clear and unambiguous in most of its provisions. So if several lawmakers defected and lost their seats automatically, I don't know why people debate that they thought that was it so. Go to section 109 sub 1G, says you shall vacate a seat. 109 sub 2, all it says the speaker shall give effect to it. It's not about a court. You can't let go to court where there is a dispute as to whether or not somebody they declare on their own and so affidavits in court, giving grounds for their defection. So if anybody should prove those grounds for defection, they are the ones. that the PDP has a division. All right, so not the other way around. But here, all to have is put the cat before the horse and trying to undermine the integrity of River State, trying to undermine the government of River State, and trying to set the rest for It shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case.
So
the people are entitled to sit because they did not.
So wait,
they did not defect.
Just quickly.
And there's no way in the law that says that.
There are those who are saying, I have very little time because I'm going to go on a break. Maybe you think about it when we come back and you tell me what you think. There are those who are saying that when you keep insisting on the fact that, the judge was only declaring judgment based on the facts that were in front of him, was the onus not also on the government of River State to present their own facts to one way or the other, get the judge to make the right judgment? Don't forget, there's the allegation also that the governor had pulled out of this case, making it very difficult for the judge to even rule in their favor because the stacks or the odds were stacked against him. But think about it. Just think about it. We're going to go on a break.
So why don't you push the team back at the president?
Let's go on a quick break. Sogbeye, Eli, Tunji, Abdulmalik, on Hard Facts, we're talking about the River State situation. Governor of Barr saying that this is obviously a fight about resource control. We'll get there right after the break.
Information is key.
It is power.
Information rules the world. Get informed. Stay informed.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This November, prepare for an epic clash of intellects. I beg to differ. Secondary school debate competition is back. November the 11th, 2024, 32 of Lagos's brightest secondary school students will step up to the mic, where words become weapons and ideas ignite battles. From Monday, November the 11th at 4 p.m., they'll face off in fierce debates with only one goal: to be crowned the I Beg to Differ champion. Every round is a fight for glory, where one brilliant mind will rise above the rest. Who will be crowned the champion of thought? The ultimate showdown of wit, wisdom, and will is about to begin. I Beg to Differ. Secondary School Debate Competition Season 8 commences Monday, November the 11th at 4 p.m. For sponsorship, please call or WhatsApp 0805-581-5844. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Card Center Nigeria Limited, Codros Group, Obi Wizzy, and Lucas Green Fashion House.
Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College Lagos.
Street Foods Nigeria returns with a power package season focused on nutrition, hygiene, promotion of tourism, and cultural heritage of Nigeria. Watch regular street food vendors transform to becoming extraordinary food ambassadors that brings foreign direct investments under the mentorship of celebrity judges like Chef T, Diary of a Kitchen Lover, Okbayemi Famakin Kunleremi, the host with the most, Eniolua, and other guest judges. Catch Street Foods Nigeria on YouTube at Foodbay TV. Turn on your notification to be the first to see it. Street Foods Nigeria Season 5 is proudly brought to you by Foodbay TV in collaboration with Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development. Championed by Golden Penny. Sponsored by Calypso. Refreshed by Maltina and Tiger Beer. Supported by Hospitality Business School, Prism Healthcare, and Palladium Farms.
Are you looking for the right path to study, live, or work abroad, all together without going through the process of losing your money to those unscrupulous travel agents? Are you looking for funds to even fund this journey, this journey of yours overseas? If the answer here is yes, then don't miss out on the exclusive opportunity that is the Premium Jackpot Seminar with Uzo Dodova of Wazobia FM. Gain invaluable insights, earn travel loans, learn proven strategies, get insider tips. You could also network with industry leaders, have one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and most importantly, take the immediate next step towards achieving your traveling goals. The date is Saturday, the 9th of November, 2024. The time, 12 noon prompt. Make sure you are punctual. The venue is the Creative Hub Hall at Deniron Ogunsanya Shopping Mall inside Surulere, Lagos. The access fee is 10,000 naira per head. Now, for seat reservations and further inquiries, please contact us at 0802-383-1303. That is 0802-383-1303. Hurry and secure your spot because seats are filling up as we speak. And this event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Please note, in all you are doing, we do not give visas over here. Come to the seminar and learn how you can get your visa. Strap up, ladies and gentlemen, because this November, I beg to differ, the secondary school debate competition of the year returns. Circle the date. It is November the 11th, 2024. 32 of Lagos's brightest secondary school students will step up to the mic in a show of intellectual prowess. From Monday, November the 11th at 4 p.m., they will face off head-to-head in fierce debates with only one goal: to be crowned the I Beg to Differ debate champion. Every round is going to be a fight for glory, and one brilliant mind will rule the roost. Who will this crown champion be? Find out from the 11th of November 2024 at 4 p.m. That will be a Monday, so make sure you are circling the date. This is going to be the ultimate showdown of wit, intellect, and will. For sponsorship or inquiry purposes, please call or WhatsApp the number 0805-581-5844. That is 0805-581-5844. I Beg to Differ is still the debate of champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.